What comes next is a little bit emotional, but I feel that it's very important that I show you all this, because if I have to think back to where this inspiration came from, there's one specific campaign that I've been working on for the last 6 months that has completely changed my thinking about social media and the impact that it could have on nonprofits. So I'm going to show you a video, and I just want to make one statement. Something that I remind myself every single day is all this talk about social media and marketing and what we need to do, and the resources and the tools and the utility and the people involved. It doesn't mean jack, because it's not about the tools, it's not about the platforms, it's not about the people. It's about the story that you're telling. It's about emotionally connecting people to causes. We're not here to help just get money. It's not about that, although we know that nonprofits need money to keep their missions going. The #1 focus for CultureMASH is going to tell the story, to open up the community to these people's lives, to their families, and let them understand how the illness or how the poverty or whatever the cause is really affecting their life. And so I'm going to show you something.
There are no guarantees in life, but there is a natural order. Parents should not survive their children.
But as we all know, that's often not the case. Tonight, I'd like to share Anna's story. It's about a little girl who was dying of cystic fibrosis. Anna and her family wanted to share the story to raise awareness and funds to find a cure. It's a simple tale of a little girl, any little 8-year-old girl who just loved life. This is Anna's story. This is Anna. Anna's dying. Her life may be coming to an end, but Anna's story is just beginning to be told.
Trisha came out so we could tell your story, okay? About CF and everything, about the fights and the battles. And we filled her in on all that, alrighty? When I walk in there to see her, I feel like I can't break down for her. I have to make sure that I stay strong, because that's what she's done for me. She's never, ever given me a time where she's been weak at all, so I don't want to do that for her.
Anna's story's simple. It's about a little girl who has a big disease. She's 8. She loves her sisters, loves Christmas morning, loves camping, the color blue, and pork chops. She's a soccer player and was looking forward to the new season that starts Saturday.
Hi, pretty girl.
She's also fighting cystic fibrosis with medicine, therapies, surgeries, hospital visits, and a lot of prayer. Anna's been fighting so hard and winning her bout with CF since she was 3 months old, until this time, when CF decided this fight would be her last.
They say it's a very progressive disease. They're not joking. You get one, you get a cold, you're going to fight for 21 days probably to get rid of that cold, whereas for a healthy person, 7 to 10 days. You have a big battle ahead of you, and sometimes it's just, you can't win them all.
A week ago, doctors told Anna's parents she was not going to get better. For whatever reason, the medication, the therapy isn't working anymore, that Anna was going to die.
They sent us home with the news of, things just aren't working anymore. Take her home, love her, do what you can spend, appreciate the time that you guys have together. And that's what we've done.
You got your mommy right here, don't you? Yeah.
Walk in there and look at her right now, and it's just like, my heart just aches, because I think, oh my gosh. And I was just asking her before you got here, you do know how much mommy loves you, right? She says, mm-hmm. I'm like, I just want to make sure. And then she puts her arms around me, and that is just what you want. That is honestly, you need that. I want to make sure that she knew and knows just how much she's loved. And not only by me, her sisters, they do the same thing. We all just kind of go in there and make sure that, she knows. She knows.
It's equally as hard on the family as it is on the individual. They're trying to stay so strong for us so we don't have to feel the pain and stuff that they're feeling. But at the same time, it's such an incredible burden to bear for her, in our situation. It's that, she tries to take all that from us.
Anna's breathing tubes flow from the living room to her little bedroom, where she lays cuddled up in a constant state of sleepiness from the pain medicine, unable to breathe on her own. She lie there underneath the posters of her favorite band. Her dream was to one day meet them or go to a concert. Her dying wish came true in a phone call Friday night. The band didn't want their names made public because they didn't do it for publicity, but for a little girl whose story touched their hearts. Occasionally, Anna opens her eyes and talks in a whisper.
Jen looks at Emma with her eyes closed and says, you know, Emma, you're the one I've always looked up to. I mean, it was just all the things you want to hear.
Anna's mom and dad knew she might die of CF one day, but never thought it would happen while she was in the 3rd grade. And her mom never imagined she'd be telling her 8-year-old it was okay to let go. Anna answered with, "I don't want to die, Mommy. I'm not going anywhere."
I never, ever thought that we would be in this spot right now. Ever. I just didn't. I don't know if I just didn't want to see it or what. I just never, ever dreamed that it would be Anna. Not Anna. Never.
Her mom and dad hold their sick little girl in shifts now, so she's never alone. They pray that when she goes peacefully. And even though this is Anna now, this is the Anna they will always hold in their hearts. The cute little blonde with big blue eyes who never complained, always smiled, and taught everyone around her that you should literally never take one breath for granted.
The one thing that I remember most about Anna, or ever will, is her big blue eyes with a really big smile.
We are so fortunate to have all these pictures of her in the 8 years, all the memories we do have. So now we don't have to sit here and think, why didn't we do this? What if we did that? And we can just sit and look at these. And my hardest thing that makes me the most upset is thinking ahead where we're not going to have her in the picture. That's where I get upset. That's what bothers me.
I don't know if I can do this. Anna died last night. It was peaceful. You can find out more about Anna's Army and their fight to find a cure for cystic fibrosis, as well as Anna's visitation, her funeral arrangements. There's a link on our website, fox19.com, and you can also find Anna's story. It's all there.
The Reno family are very good friends of mine. They're one of the first people that I met here when I moved to Ohio. And to watch them go through that with their daughter was terrible. And after Anna passed away, I remember having a conversation with Andy and her husband. And they had said to me, Anna had come to them and said, I want you to know, Mommy, that Anna's Army is not just about me. It's about the other families and the other kids that have cystic fibrosis. And as painful as it may be for you, I want you to continue the mission when I'm gone. And they did it. They've done a remarkable job. And the town, I mean, it's just amazing how much people have just sponsored events and come out to help them as a family. And it wasn't enough for me because I felt compelled to help this family, to help the other families with cystic fibrosis because it's terrible. And so I went to them 6 months ago and I said, what do you guys know about social media? Because really, I mean, as active as I am in the real-time web, everybody in my personal life truly has no idea what it is I do for a living because I don't talk about it. All they ever say is, oh, Shayna, you know, she's very busy. She's always involved in all these different things. And so I went to her and I said, yeah, I said, let's just throw up a Facebook page up there and see what happens with this. And we did that. And in 6 months, we are close to 5,000, is it? Yeah. Very close to 5,000 fans from all over the world. All over the world. And I have little work to do with the page. The community runs it. All the families that are dealing with cystic fibrosis or have met somebody or have been impacted by the disease run that page. They tell their stories, they support each other. Anna's Army has merchandise, they call it Anna's Gear, t-shirts and hats and things, and that's how they raise money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And we've got people from all over the United States of America buying these t-shirts and taking pictures of them and posting them up on the Facebook wall, which is extraordinary to see. And a few months ago, we had a festival in our little podunk town that we live in. And I had put up a Facebook post and said, hey guys, I'm going to be running around the festival with a camera. Make sure you wear your Anna's Army gear. And I mean, I was absolutely floored when I went to this festival because everybody there had Anna's Army t-shirts on. And I thought, wow, you know, that's impact. That's it. That's that emotional connection. And, you know, it's not cheesy marketing. A lot of people say pulling on, you know, heartstrings is kind of the wrong approach, but with this, with nonprofits, with trying to connect people, you have to tell the story. You can't just say, hey, we need money, or hey, we need food. You have to connect them to the people who are suffering, and then it just comes naturally. People just feel so compelled, like I felt compelled to help Andy. And so that is essentially my inspiration for this entire initiative, and I'm sorry I cried. I knew I was going to do it, but I am so blessed to have them in my life, and I've committed myself to helping them with Anna's Army, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to help you guys grow. Do you want to say anything?
I'll keep it small. Before Shana came in, we did just a regular website, you know, .com, that's all it was. People would get on there, they would make their comments. I tell you, I am on there constantly on Facebook now because I have to be. I want to know what you guys have to say. I want to know what's going on in your life as much as what I want you to know what's going on in mine. I want to know, I want to impact yours as you have impacted mine. Without Shana, I would not be able to do that. I honestly believe, and it seems to be the same way that they feel, we are human. If we aren't going to help each other, why are we here? You know, we did this story. It was hard. There's actually more to this. She doesn't have the whole thing. It was hard. It was really hard. But in the end, it helps. It is a story that puts the purpose out there to get more people aware of what we need to do. Whether it be for SIA, or it be for mothers with children, anybody. We all need to help each other. And this is great. You guys are doing a wonderful thing. Thank you.